Hello guys, David here with the Greenwald Treehouse. Today let me tell you a story about a boy named Roland. Now Roland went to see the Wishbelly when his family finally ran out of money to give the doctors for his sick father. Not that the doctors were helping, but they did provide hope, which is a key ingredient for life, as his grandmother always said. The week when the money was almost gone, and it was clear that no more doctors would come, Roland saw something like a veil cover his father's eyes, as if he was already staring up at the inside of a coffin. That night, after everyone else was asleep, Roland got a bottle of water and an apple and went out by himself. This was a huge deal for a 5-year-old. Roland had heard of the Wishbelly from other children in the neighborhood. None of them knew what he looked like. He was a kind of legend your brother's friends' friends swore that he'd met, but everyone knew where he lived. In the abandoned factory across the rushing stream and through the phalanx of rusting farm equipment that was a tetanus superstore, as Roland's mother called it. No one knew where the name came from, but Roland imagined a creature with a fat stomach burping up wishes for people who asked. It seemed crazy, but Roland was desperate. He opened the front gate and stepped out onto the shoulder of a rural highway, a tiny boy in a huge, monstrously dark world. He knew the way, even in the dark, but the blinding white beams of the car that rushed past him gave enough light to avoid stumbling over the guardrail and falling into the stream. After the stream, it was a 15-minute walk up the highway and then down a narrow dirt track next to a fallow meadow. The tall blades of grass bent and waved in the breeze, rustling and whispering to him. "Roland, Roland," they murmured. "Such a little boy. What is he doing out at this hour? Wishbelly will eat him for a midnight snack. Such a little boy." This almost made Roland stop and go home. He'd always thought of the Wishbelly as being good and wanting to help, but now the idea came into his mind that maybe he was a terrible creature who ate children foolish enough to come visit him alone at night. The voices were spreading. The wind had lifted into the trees and bushes, and all around, Roland heard the mocking pity. Poor Roland, so young to die, such a little boy. He was about to turn back when he heard one voice among the others. "Go," it said. "Go, you can make it, Roland." It sounded so different from the others that he planted one small boot in front of him and continued on until the sighing voices of the grass and trees were far behind him. But now there was a great obstacle in front of him, one made of terror and decaying metal spikes showing black against the thinly veiled moon. Roland shuffled forward, groping in front of himself. Almost immediately, a corroded steel fang reached out and tore at his jacket. He wished he'd brought a flashlight. He almost considered going back to get a light when he noticed a dot of pale green luminescence off to the left. He went towards it instinctively and noticed another. They were appearing more and more frequently now, one every few feet. Roland felt pieces of metal brush against him like skeletal fingers, but he kept his eyes on the dots. After 100 feet, the dots spread out into a carpet, and in the middle of them sat a dark figure. The figure was seated with its head down. Roland took a step forward, and then it spoke, a man's voice, soft and raspy. "Yes?" "I want to see Wishbelly," Roland said, his voice shaking. The man laughed, a low, dusty chuckle. "Wishbelly, is it? Why?" "My father's sick." "That is not what Wishbelly does." "Oh." Roland started to turn around, but stopped. "Why not?" "He can only do things for people who come to see him. If your father came here himself, then Wishbelly could make him better." "But he's sick. He can't come." "That is not Wishbelly's concern," the man said. Roland could not see his face. "You are here, so what can he do for you? You took the leap of faith to come. You made it past the obstacles. Did you put them there? Did you make the grass laugh at me?" The man shrugged. "There are always naysayers and obstacles in life, especially when you are doing something important." "What about the nice voice and the glowing path?" "Everyone who truly searches will find." "Are you Wishbelly?" Roland asked. The man chuckled. "Possibly, but you haven't answered my question. What do you want? Do you want to be smart, strong? Would you like to live forever happy?" Can you make it so I can make my father better? That's all I want." "All you want is to help him," the figure said. He stood up, and Roland saw that it was an old man with a bald head and silvery skin that glowed slightly, unless it was reflecting in the moonlight. "Would you still want that if none of your own wishes could come true? If you could only help others?" I wasn't the first Wishbelly, you know. There are others before me who passed on the gift. So this is what I will do, Roland, conqueror of fears, asker of audacious requests. He touched Roland on the head. All those who seek find, but they often find much more than they ever could have dreamed of. You are Wishbelly now. You wish to help others, and you have that chance now. You can wish nothing on yourself, and I hope that helping others makes you happy. Who are you? Roland asked. Just an old man now, the man said, smiling, and in need of some rest. How does it work? Roland asked. How can I make my father better? He must want it, the man said. He must ask. That is the only way. It may be difficult, but I wish you luck. Now go on home and sleep. Roland walked back along the luminous path, through the tetanus superstore, and through the sighing grasses and trees. The pitying voices had gone silent. All he heard was the one small voice. Courage, young Roland. The hardest is behind you. The longest is ahead. Courage. The end. I hope you enjoyed that. If so, hit like and subscribe. I hope to see you back here next week for another one of these. Thanks so much.